Do not share this. This is probably not legal. If you share this around, you risk a lawsuit or whatever the consequences for pirating. All of these fonts are worth at least 16,000 euros. What's up, guys? My name is Rose Moulin, and I am officially working with The Right Opinion. Well, I was working with The Right Opinion. Let me explain. So a few weeks ago, I DM'd The Right Opinion on Twitter, asking if there was a slot open for editing. To my surprise, there was. So I sent over a 1-minute sample of my editing. He seemed to like it, so I was officially hired. After this, I was let into a Discord and a Twitter group chat with all of the other Right Opinion editors. And shortly after, I was given my first ever editing role for The Right Opinion. I'm actually working on a super secret project with a larger YouTuber, and don't worry, I'll reveal all the details about it when the video I'm working on does go on his channel. The video that I was working on hasn't been released yet and probably won't be released for another month or two. I know that some people watching this are going to be skeptical. I'm sure some people may think that I'm making this whole thing up, which I completely understand from an outsider perspective. So because of that, I will be linking you the script to the video where I was supposed to be an editor with. In the script, you can clearly see that there are sections marked with my name on it, and I'll even play you a short clip of a segment that I edited for the upcoming video.
They compromised the premise of the Dan Plan channel, which was this bunch of friends getting along and having a good time. Dan Plan was a sort of channel that in people's minds, they wanted to imagine and envision that they were supporting good people.
Now, the visuals you just saw will not be used in the final video because of the drama I had with James. However, the audio will be used in the final cut of the Right Opinions video. So this all happened back in March, and I was assigned to edit a specific part for an upcoming Right Opinion video. And for the past few weeks, that is pretty much all I've been doing because I really wanted to impress James. This was my first ever video editing for him, and I guess I really wanted to prove myself. Anyway, everything seemed to be going pretty well for about a month or so. In fact, just the other day, James messaged me on Discord wanting to make sure I was okay because I deactivated my Twitter account. We actually both deactivated our Twitter accounts around the same time. We had a nice chat about that. But then literally the next day, I get a message out of nowhere from James. So, I'm curious and I start reading this. And so he says, "Hi Rose, I'm gonna try to keep this relatively brief, but some comments of yours have come to my attention. These are in serious conflict with my personal values and I cannot continue to work with you, so I'm including our business here. I am aware that some of your content may be trolling oriented, but it doesn't change my feelings. I am sorry that I was not aware of this incompatibility sooner, and I know you recently mentioned your relationship with social media. I would urge you to reconsider how you approach it. With that said, I have no issue paying you for the work that you've done, though I doubt I shall be using it in my final upload. This concludes my correspondence. My thoughts are final." And so I basically respond by saying that, is there any way I can talk about this? Maybe give you a little bit of context. I just basically ask for the specific screenshots that he was sent, just so that I know, what he's talking about. And then I tell him that I deleted my social media a few days ago, this being one of the reasons. The goal was purely to focus on my YouTube content and to steer away from controversy. And I mentioned that I had been involved with some drama in the past with other creators, and I've been trying to avoid that and to move on to become a better person. And I tell him that this is impossible if nobody gives me that chance. I say this was going to be something positive for me. I've been working on this video for weeks now. If this has been an issue for a while, why didn't you mention anything to me sooner? I'm not doing this for the money, so I'm okay with not being paid. I won't be requesting the money. I'm just upset that all the work that I put into this video won't be used and that this will all be for nothing. So then James responds to me with the specific tweets that he's seen that is causing him to not want to associate with me. So I'm looking through these tweets. There's one where I say, I can't date a guy who's attracted to men because I'm a transgender woman, and I need to be sure that who's ever dating me is dating me because I'm a female. Essentially, because I'm trans, I would feel weird about somebody attracted to guys dating me because I wouldn't want anyone to be attracted to me for anything other than a female. I guess I can understand why that comes off as like biphobic to some people, but it's really not. It's just a specific insecurity that I've had over being trans. I just want to make sure the person attracted to me is attracted to me because I'm a woman. Personally, I don't really see anything objectionable within this tweet, but you're allowed to interpret it however you like. So the second tweet I made, because I was getting a lot of criticism on Twitter by these accounts that in their profiles would say that they are autistic and queer. So essentially, I just made a tweet pointing this out. And again, I understand how, this can be taken the wrong way. I really didn't mean any harm by this tweet. I know it's not exactly the best look, and I apologize for that. But again, I wasn't, being hateful or bigoted, although I can understand how that could be misconstrued in that way. This is the last one, and the one that James seems to have the most issue with. This is a tweet of me trolling and tweeting at Dr. Phil, and James knows that that this tweet is a troll, but in his eyes, if I'm working with him and this is the stuff I'm posting, he just does not want to be associated with that. Which I can understand to some extent, but in reality, it really is just a joke. And by the way, at the time he sent this to me, all of these tweets were deleted because I deactivated my social media. Nobody really would have found these. I hadn't been on Twitter and I had no plans of returning to Twitter. Maybe I would understand this more if I hadn't deleted my Twitter. Obviously, I'm not a saint, but if I'm being honest, I don't really see that much objectable within these tweets. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, let me know how you guys feel about them. And so then he says, when I credit my editors, I want to be able to generally endorse them too. And if that's not the case, then I have a problem. And regarding my tweets, he says, it's terrible optics. It's content that I'm really unhappy with, and I have not the slightest clue why you tweeted that stuff. Might be trolling, might not be, but it's not something I can work with. I never hid anything from James. So like, my Twitter has always been open. I've DM'd him from my account. It's not like, you know, I've been trying to hide this fact from him or anything. That's not the case at all. Besides me not making stupid tweets, I think the best thing that could have been done is James could have done a little more research about the people he was hiring. I really think that, you know, before you hire somebody, you really should look into, you know, their past and look into the kind of person they are. Otherwise, you could end up in a situation like this where, you know, you're already pretty much done with a project and you have to cancel it because you don't agree with some of the social media posts that this person was making. And honestly, I really do think the tweets that he mentioned were pretty tame, but I just want to be perfectly clear. If James doesn't want to work with me, that's 100% his decision to make. I have no issue with him choosing to do this. I'm a little upset about the timing and the way he did it. It just really sucks that this all happened after I had already been working on this for weeks. It really isn't a good situation for anybody. I think both of us are coming out of this, you know, learning a lot from the experience. And so he says he's gonna end contact with me because that's ultimately what he has to say. The tweets aren't good and the videos on you are pretty discomforting. And yeah, there are some YouTubers who have made videos about me, specifically the Nate is lame video. Had you done your job and just looked into me, looked into the person you were about to hire, none of this would have happened. I'm not saying that this is all your fault because it's obviously not. I shouldn't have made those tweets. They were bad decisions. But again, I personally wouldn't have assumed that that was an issue. Had I thought that this would have been an issue going into this, I obviously would not have accepted the role. I find it unfortunate that due to my tweets that you think we are incompatible to collaborate, but again, that's your decision and there's really no point in arguing that. If you think I'm controversial and you don't want to work with me, that is fine. That is your decision. However, I do find this a bit funny coming from a guy who built his entire following from making videos like cultural appropriation is good, cringe.org, gay pride, YouTube's bad idea, subscribe to black creators, black people are the new white people, cringe.org, women's rights, white privilege, lies, blame, and denial, the fatal flaw in Black Lives Matter. Here's a video of him making fun of a transgender woman. This is a Muslim woman who is a women's rights activist and civil rights activist. This video could easily be mistaken for a Paul Joseph Watson video. I don't even know what this one's supposed to be. And of course, there's a BuzzFeed rant. And then there's a few others that I'm going to be flashing through the screen real quick. Again, I just find it a little funny that this guy who built his entire YouTube career off of being politically incorrect is refusing to work with anyone who has even a slightly politically incorrect take on Twitter. Again, I'm certainly not a saint and I don't claim to be. However, I'm not gonna lie, I do think it's a bit hypocritical that you're holding all of your editors to this high standard, expecting all of us to have a squeaky clean image when you certainly don't have one yourself, which is exactly why I deleted all of these videos. Luckily, I was able to find an archive of them. I've been a subscriber of yours for a long time now. I'm well aware of the audience you were trying to attract when you originally started your channel. Really, I think this says it all. I hold nothing against you for the content you used to make. We all grow and evolve as content creators. However, you are displaying this holier than thou mentality despite the fact that you have a very questionable past that you seem to be hiding from all of your fans. I think it's very shady of you to delete all these videos and just hope that everyone forgets about them. Also, this is common behavior for James. James originally made a video on the Pro Jared accusations. However, as soon as Pro Jared's response came out debunking the accusations, James immediately deleted his original video, said he was going to make an updated video, but never did. That was a lie. He also deleted another video, but I am not aware of the situation and I'm not going to pretend to know about that. Anyway, I'm going to slightly shift gears here and I'm going to talk about my experience working for The Right Opinion as an editor. I thought that everything was pretty well organized. I thought everything was clear. I was sent a starter pack for tools to use for editing for the Right Opinions videos. I will be linking this in the description below. This starter kit includes some questionable things. There are some transition packs that I assume have been downloaded illegally. I'm pretty sure it is a crime to share these kind of purchased items. I never downloaded any of them. I'm sure other people did. I just didn't feel right doing that. The reason I question if they are legal or not is because there is a specific section that says 16,000 euro worth of fonts. So here's a document saying that these fonts were illegally downloaded and that you shouldn't share this because this is piracy. I do not condone piracy. I did not download these fonts. This is another shady thing that I think James is trying to sweep under the rug. Again, the people who make these fonts, the people who make these transition packs, these are people who are trying to make a living. It's the same kind of thing as someone stealing a YouTube video. I just think this is very morally questionable behavior and I don't stand for it, and I think people deserve to know about this. Anyway, I could be forgetting a few things. I had a very interesting experience. A criticism I would have is that there are just so many editors that the whole experience can feel very impersonal. At times you just feel like you're another cog in the system, abandoned in the sea of a bunch of other talented editors. Overall, regardless, I felt like this was a relatively positive experience. And although it didn't exactly end well, I mostly enjoyed my time editing for The Right Opinion, as I do find editing to be pretty fun. As for pay, if you consider the amount of time each of these editors is spending editing this content, the pay is well below minimum wage. Then again, you have to consider the fact that he has to pay 10 separate people, but you're not making enough money for this to be financially sustainable. You cannot go into this thinking that this is a job. I decided to edit for The Right Opinion as a passion project. I didn't do it for the money. However, a lot of people are doing it for the money. A lot of them are broke college students looking for extra cash. Before I go though, I just want to know what you guys personally think. I just want to hear your opinions about this. This has been something that's been on my mind ever since James messaged me on Discord yesterday telling me that he was done working with me. I've just been dying to get this off of my chest. If you guys like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I've been working really hard with these videos. James, if you're watching this, I really hope you do address some of the criticisms that I mentioned here. Hopefully there's no bad blood between us and maybe we can work together in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's Rose Millet and I'll see you next time.
Warning, very sad. Why don't I have 1 million subs yet? This isn't fair, give me subs. If you wanted sandwiches you could have just asked. Or you could subscribe to Rose Millet's channel. I think I'll take the sandwiches.